So as a lot of you guys know, I make a full-time income drop shipping on Amazon. Last year in 2020, did over $1 million in sales, about $100,000 in profit. This year is doing absolutely just fine. I had just a couple months ago, I did $21,000 in profit in my business. Did like $260,000 in sales, and I've made videos before where I've shown you my screenshot to show you my sales in real time. And the reason I share this with you is because finding the best software for dropshipping on Amazon is difficult, because there's a lot of softwares out there and they all promise the same thing. They promise they're going to do amazing things and blah 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 and all this stuff. And I've looked at and tried many softwares over my career as an Amazon dropshipper, and there's one software that is hands down better than all the other ones. I've tried them all. Maybe not all of them. I've tried different ones. I've looked at a gazillion different ones, and the best one is one called, well, what does a good software need to do? It needs to do a few things. The first thing, the perfect software or the best software would do is it would help you find an unlimited number of profitable items to list. What a lot of people do is they do it by hand. So they'll go to like Walmart or Home Depot and they'll just look at different items and they'll try to hopefully find an item that's profitable. Or they'll look at, they might find a seller on Amazon that looks like they're drop shipping, and they'll go one by one and try to find that item on Home Depot. Just because they do that though doesn't mean the item's profitable. Maybe they find the same item in Home Depot, but maybe the price, people have already dropped the price. So yes, you found the same item that was on Amazon is the same item that's on Home Depot. Sure, you found the same item, but if you were to list it and you were to get sales and you were to get the buy box, basically if you were to get sales from it, you'd be making like 1.5%. Well, that's completely ridiculous. You wouldn't want to list a product like that. So the perfect software will show you, it will almost give you profitable items. It'll show you the items. It'll show you like, all right, these are the items. This is the link to the item on Amazon. This is the link to the item on Home Depot, and the profit margin's 12%. If you were to list it and be the cheapest seller, getting the buy box. I'm talking in Amazon, terminology now, but basically if you were going to get sales. So the perfect software would do that. The other thing the perfect software would do is it would do all the repricing. So when the item goes in and out of stock, when the item goes up and down in price, it would automatically calculate that for you. So we would do a combination of everything. It would find profitable items for you that you can list so you don't have to sit there doing the work by hand for hours and hours, because that's just silly. And then the other thing it would do is it would monitor all the price changes automatically and all the in and out of stock changes. So all that means is the item's Home Depot, and then tomorrow at noon, Home Depot runs out of stock of that item. Well, if Home Depot they don't have that item anymore to be purchased. They're sold out. If that happens though, you still have the item in your store, which means you'll still sell the item, but then when you go to buy the item, you won't be able to buy it anymore. So what this software will do is every 2 hours, it goes out there and it will check all the items in your store that's in the software. And you just put it in the software. It's no problem at all. It monitors it all in the software. And every 2 hours, it runs a check and it'll say, oh, this item can't be purchased from Home Depot anymore. It'll automatically go to your Amazon store and it'll make it where people can't buy the item. A week from now, Walmart or Home Depot, they get another big shipment of the item in. So they got 1,000 items again. And they start selling the item again. The software will see, oh look, they're selling this item again. And then they'll make it to where your store will start selling the item again. It does all this automatically behind the scenes. One of the other things it does is it will, let's say that Home Depot raises the price of the item by 20 bucks. Well, if you were selling it here, Home Depot was selling it, you were selling it here, Home Depot was selling it here. Well, let's say Home Depot raises the price of the item 20 bucks. Now you're selling it higher, or now you're still selling it here. So maybe maybe you sell it for $100. You got to buy it from Home Depot for $120. This is just an example, it wouldn't be, but you understand, right? So every time, if Home Depot raises the price of the item, you could potentially lose money every time you sell the item because you'd have to buy it from Home Depot at a higher price. What this tool will do is it'll monitor that as well. So if Home Depot raises the price of their item, then the tool will raise the price of your item as well inside Amazon automatically, and it'll actually lower it. If they lower it, it'll lower it as well. So it actually does a lot more than this, but it does all this and more. And there's one software that's cheaper than anything I've ever seen. It does both of these things I just mentioned and more. It's called Amz-Scraper. It's the tool that I've been using. And what happened with me is I was struggling in this business for about 7 months. And the month before was December, and I did like $900 in profit. And I'm struggling. I'm doing a bunch of sales. I'm making like 3 or 4%. The next month in January, I switched to Amz-Scraper. I did about $4,500 in profit that month. It was like 6, 7, 8% in profit. My sales went through the roof. Profit went through the roof, all because of the right software. The right software can make or break your business. If you're interested in learning more about the software that I use, Amz-Scraper, I'll put a link below. If you use that link, I think you get a 7-day free trial with it. But it's a software. Now, listen, you don't have to trust me. I'm just a guy on the computer, on the internet. Now, I know what I'm doing. I know these softwares work. You could try all the different softwares out there, spend a bunch of money in months, and then come to the conclusion yourself that Amz-Scraper is the best. Or you could just trust me. Whatever you'd like to do works, but I'll put a link to the software. But that is a software to use. It's a full, complete software that'll do everything for you. In my opinion, it's the best software out there. And if you want to have a successful dropshipping business that runs smoothly, you need to have this software as part of your arsenal.